Hey, it's Andrew Hubbard here from andrewhubbard.co, and in today's video we're talking about Facebook ad retargeting. Specifically, I'm going to show you how to use Facebook ad retargeting to bring in more leads and sales for your business. So these three techniques that I'm going to walk you through are very low cost, very easy to implement, and very, very effective. One of them in particular that I'm going to show you has doubled sales when we've implemented this for clients in multiple different sales funnels. So before we jump in, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. It means the world to me. If you do, it tells me that you're enjoying the content and it gives me an indication as to what type of content I should continue to create in the future. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell to make sure you get notified whenever I release a new video or when I go live on YouTube. So let's jump in and talk about technique number one, which is retargeting your existing website visitors to bring in more leads. So every day you're getting people coming to your website, hundreds, possibly even thousands of people, but a very small percentage of those website visitors are going to actually sign up for your email list. Most of those visitors, probably 95%, are going to read a piece of content or watch a piece of content. Even if they enjoy it, they're probably going to leave and never come back. So that leaves you with a lot of potentially wasted leads. You can use some simple Facebook ad retargeting to capture a lot more of those people as email subscribers so that whenever you release a new piece of content, you can email them, tell them about it, and bring those people back to your website. You can continue then to nurture them, give them free value, and hopefully one day they'll then become customers. Now, if you're not using a retargeting strategy like this, you're missing out on a ton of leads and potential sales in the future. So what we're going to do is create a Facebook ad retargeting system where when somebody visits your website, if they don't opt into your email list, they see ads for the next week or so, just promoting a simple freebie that they can get by entering their email address, joining your email list. You send them out a PDF, a cheat sheet, a checklist, a webinar, a free training, whatever it happens to be. They get value from that. They're now an email subscriber or a lead, and you can continue to contact them in the future. It's a really great technique. So the only thing you need for this is A, website traffic, B, the Facebook pixel installed on your website. If you don't have that already, I'm not going to walk you through that in this video, but I do have another video that I'm going to link to in the description. Go and watch that video, install the pixel first, and then come back if you haven't done that already. And C, the third thing you're going to need for this is some sort of free opt-in. So you need a free checklist, a cheat sheet, a PDF, something that you can give people in exchange for an email address, and you need to already have a landing page set up for that, okay? So as long as you've got those three things, we are good to go. Let's look at how we actually implement this inside the Facebook Ad Manager. Okay, so here we are inside the Facebook Ad Manager. The first thing we want to do once we get here is head on over to our Audiences tab. So I'm going to click the menu in the top left and I'm going to click Audiences. What I'm going to do once I'm in here is create a custom audience. So create audience, custom audience. I'm going to create a website custom audience. Now I'm going to choose my pixel and I'm going to say all website visitors in the last 7 days. So what this is going to do, this is going to put everybody who visits my website in the last 7-day period into this audience, which I will then be able to target with my Facebook ads. That's what a custom audience is. It's simply an audience defined by you. So you set the parameters and tell Facebook who you want to be inside this audience. And then Facebook will go and populate it for you and you can then target that audience with your ads. So in the case of this audience, it's going to be everybody who's visited my website in the last 7 days. So I simply choose my pixel, choose all website visitors, give it the 7-day time frame and give it a name. Then click Create Audience. Okay, as you can see at the top, that is our custom audience created and it is currently populating. So the second thing we want to do, we want to create another custom audience that contains people who've already opted into my email list because I don't want to continue showing them ads. So what we're doing here is we're creating a custom audience that contains everybody who's signed up already for my email list. I'm going to exclude them from my ads. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a system where if people visit my website, they go into the 7-day retargeting audience and we show ads to them, but I exclude everybody who's already signed up using this second custom audience. So I don't irritate people and I don't waste money, probably more importantly, showing them ads when they've already done what the ads are asking them to do, which is sign up for the email list. So here's how I do that. I have a opt-in, so I'm going to go set up an example here for you. So this is where people go to opt into my email list. I have a 7-step guide to help them create better Facebook ads. They go to this page, and then from that page, they enter their email address and sign up for my list. So here's the page, just so you can see it. Somebody clicks this button, they enter their name, enter an email, and they click download. Now this is the important part to pay attention to. After somebody opts into my list, I want to see what the URL of the page is after they've opted in, and that's what you want to find. You want to find the URL of the page that people see after they opt into your list. So a thank you page. So this says thank you, keep an eye on your inbox. Here's the URL, andrewhubbard.co/thank-you. I want to copy that URL. Notice I stripped away the HTTPS at the start and just copied this piece of the URL. So now I'm going to go back to the ad manager. I'm going to click create audience, custom audience, and I'm going to create another website custom audience. This time I'm going to say people who visited specific web pages in the past, and I'm going to say 180 days because that's the longest period we can choose here. So I'm saying anyone who's visited this web page in the last 180 days, the web page being my thank you page, goes into this audience. So what I've just created, I'm creating an audience of people who I know have opted into my email list, because only people who opt into my list see this particular thank you page. So I'm saying only put people who hit that page into this audience, and then I'm going to say opted into list D, so give it a name. Great. So now I've got everyone who's visited my website in the last week, and I'm excluding people who've opted into the list in the last 180 days or 6 months, same thing. So now that we have those two audiences, we are ready to rock. Let's go set up our campaign. So we're going to go back to the ads manager. So we're going to create a campaign. We're going to give it a name. So I'm going to call it website visitor retargeting. You call it whatever you want to call it. I'm going to choose my objective, and I'm choosing conversions. This is important because I'm telling Facebook that I want people to convert. I want you to get me conversions, meaning I want you to get me email subscribers. We generally choose conversions if we want to get email subscribers or purchases. If we just want people to visit the website for whatever reason, we would choose a traffic objective. There are all different sorts of objectives. The important thing is you choose the one that most closely aligns with what you want. From this, we're choosing conversions because we want people to become leads or convert into a lead. So create a new ad set, what we're going to call it, just give it a name. So I like to name it like this, all website visitors, 7 days. So I like to say who I'm targeting. I like to specify the region that I'm targeting or the different countries that I'm targeting. Then I like to specify my placements. If I have any demographics that I'm specifically targeting, let's say I want to target females only, 18 to 55, I would specify that here, but I'm not going to do that. I just want to leave that open, so I'm not going to specify anything. So what I'm saying is, in this audience, I'm going to target all website visitors from the US, Australia, UK, Canada. I'm going to target all placements, and I'm down here, I like to give the first ad a name, so I'm just going to say image 1, text 1, and save to draft. It doesn't really matter what you put for the names at this point. What is more important is the actual setup, which we're looking at now. So when you hit create, it's going to create your campaign. So on the left, you can see we've got our campaign, and you can also see here in the edit menu that was already open, we had our campaign name. So what we're going to do is we're going to not touch anything at the campaign level. We're going to go straight down to our ad set. So I can either click here where it says all website visitors, or I can click over here on the ad set tab. I'm just going to click here. And now you can see it's automatically moved us over to the ad set tab. We've got our ad set, and we're in our ad set settings over here. So the first thing we want to do is choose our pixel or our event. So in this case, I'm going to choose lead, because that is the conversion event that gets triggered when somebody hits my thank you page. If we duck back over to my thank you page and I look at the pixel checker, if this is looks a little bit weird to you, go and do the pixel setup. Watch that pixel setup video. It'll show you how to do conversion tracking as well. You'll understand this inside and out once you do that. So you can see here, actually, it's complete registration. So on my page, I'm triggering the complete registration conversion event. So I'm going to choose that here. If you're using custom conversions, you would choose your custom conversion that you're using for this particular opt-in. So Go ahead and choose whatever matches up best for you here, whether it's a standard event in my case, which is complete registration, or if you're using custom conversions, choose the custom conversion that you've set up for your freebie or for your opt-in. Next, moving down to daily budget. Look, these depends on how much website traffic you've got. I like to start them at about $10 to $20 per day. Mine's in Australian dollars, but the same applies for US dollars. Okay, going down to our custom audiences, this is where the good bit happens. So we just choose our 7-day website visitor custom audience. I don't know why it showed up 3 there, but that is fine. Choosing our website visitor custom audience for the last 7 days, and then I'm going to exclude everybody who's opted into my list in the last 180 days. So you can see this is how we're using those audiences that we created previously. So we've gone in, we're targeting these, and we're excluding these ones. Now, I like to select particular countries when I do this because I know where most of my customers come from. So because I know where most of my actual buyers come from, I like to restrict this to just those countries. So you can do the same if you know that you have particular countries where your buyers come from. I recommend doing this particularly because what I tend to notice is if I don't apply these restrictions, I do get a lot of traffic that goes to countries like India, Southeast Asian countries, where it's very cheap traffic. I get cheap leads, but they don't end up buying. And so by restricting it to these countries that buy from me, I find that I get better results. The leads are more expensive, but the actual return on my ad spend is much better because they end up being buyers. So again, it's nothing against any particular countries. I'm not saying that Southeast Asian countries are bad and you should always exclude them. What I'm saying is I've realized from my own traffic that I tend to get cheap leads if I leave it open. I tend to get most of the money being spent on countries that don't actually lead to sales, but they lead to cheaper leads. So by restricting it to where my sales come from, I get a better end result. Age and gender, I leave that open. Languages, I don't bother restricting the language on these because if people are coming to my website and reading the blog, they're probably English speaking because everything on my website is English. So I don't restrict that. Detailed targeting, nothing to put there either. All placements, automatic. Now down here, conversion window, 1-day click. So I want to make sure that I'm optimizing for conversions because that's telling Facebook I care about putting ads in front of people who are most likely to sign up for my list. And then down here, it's a 1-day click window. All right, navigating down to the ad level now. So again, I just clicked over here on the ad. You can go straight to the ad tab as well. And this is where we're going to set up our ad. So I've chosen my Facebook page. Here, I'm going to choose my Instagram account as well because I'm going to run these ads on Facebook and Instagram. So I'm going to choose an image, set up your ad as you normally would. So for me, I want to send them to my landing page. Okay, so you want to send them to that opt-in page where they can download your freebie. So that's mine. So I've just put a rough headline there and put something in the primary text just to show you. So we just set up our ad as usual. I like to go with no button on mine. And make sure our pixel down here is set. And we are done. So to recap this, the important thing that I'm showing you here is the actual setup of the retargeting, because this is all about Facebook ad retargeting strategies. So what we've done is we've created our 2 custom audiences, one containing all of our website visitors in the last week, and another containing everyone who's already opted into our email list in the last 6 months. Then what we've done is we've targeted that custom audience of 7-day website visitors, and we've excluded everyone who's opted into our list at the ad set level. We've gone down restricted by the countries that we want to target by, and we've simply chosen automatic placements, conversions, 1-day click, and then we've set up our ads. Now, I recommend you set up 3 to 4 different ads inside this ad set because then it gives Facebook some ads to test, and over the course of a week, it's going to show people the different ads inside this ad set instead of just having one ad that it shows them all week because people are going to get sick of that. So by having a few ads in there, you're actively testing and you can see which ones work and which ones don't. And it also makes sure that people don't get sick of seeing one ad for a full week. After that week runs out, if people don't come back to your website, they're simply going to drop out of that custom audience and they'll stop seeing your ads. So it makes sure that people don't get annoyed or irritated by your ads, okay? That's the whole purpose of just creating this 7-day window and not going ahead and targeting everybody who's visited your website in the last 6 months. It's not a great experience if somebody visits your website and then sees the same 2 or 3 ads from you for the next 6 months if they're not interested in what you're offering. Okay, so you've seen tactic number 1. Let's jump into tactic number 2. This one is actually my favorite. So I mentioned at the start of the video that one of these tactics was responsible for doubling sales on not just one client, but multiple clients that we've applied it for. Now, what this strategy does is it actually builds authority and credibility for you before you even pitch to potential customers. So it's a middle of funnel strategy. What that means is essentially we show these ads to people after they opt into our email list, but before we pitch or before we offer to sell them anything with our ads. So what we do here is after somebody opts into our email list, we go out and we start to show them ads that lead to either podcast interviews that we've done on other people's podcasts, or we send them to articles where we've been featured, maybe in major industry publications, or on any websites that the audience sees as authoritative, as a respected, credible source. So what we're doing here is somebody opts into the list, and essentially what we're creating is a situation where we start appearing everywhere for the next 7 to 10 days. So if you apply what I mentioned in the first tactic, this is likely the scenario that you're going to create. Somebody visits your website, they find you for the first time, then they opt into your email list and they download something for free. Then for the next 7 to 10 days, once you apply this second tactic, what's going to happen is they're going to start seeing ads pop up that show you on particular podcasts in the industry that they recognize. Then the next day, all of a sudden, you pop up and there's an article written about you in a major industry publication. And the next day you pop up appearing on a different podcast. And every day for that week, there's all this different content where you're getting featured in places that they already respect, that they already have some trust and see as authorities in the industry. And they're seeing you being featured by these people and companies. So by the time you go to sell 7 to 10 days later, they already know, like, and trust you much, much more than they would have if they just didn't see you at all for that week. Okay, so this creates a really nice organic system where by the time you actually pitch, people already know, like, and trust you, and it makes the whole process much, much simpler. It's a really nice strategy to implement that's very low cost because you're showing this to a small group of people. You're only showing this to people who've opted into your list in the last 7 to 10 days. And for most of us, we're not getting tens of thousands of subscribers every 7 to 10 days. It might be a few hundred people. It might be even less than that. And that's perfectly okay. You can still implement this strategy. So let's jump over to the ad manager now and see exactly how we do it. All right, here we are back in the ad manager. You can see we're on the same screen as where we left off. So I'm just going to duck over back to the campaign level. And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to create some more custom audiences before we do anything else. So we're going to go up here to the menu. We're going to go to audiences, head over to the audiences tab. I'm just going to go back to my thank you page because I want to grab that URL. So before we do anything, go to your thank you page, grab the URL. We're going to go back into the audiences screen. We're going to create a new custom audience. I'm going to say website. Now in this custom audience, I'm going to say 10-day window. I'm going to say people who visited specific web pages in the past 10 days. And I'm going to put in my thank you page. So what's going to happen is everybody who opts into my list in the last 10 days, so for 10 days after opting into my list, they'll be inside this custom audience. I'm going to give that a name. And once I've given it a name, I simply hit create audience. So now we've got a nice audience containing all of my new leads. Everyone who joined my list in the last 10 days is going to live inside this custom audience. Fantastic. Now what we want to do is go back to the ad manager and we're going to set up our campaign. So we're going to go create a new campaign. We're going to give it a name, and the objective that we choose this time is going to be a little bit different. We're actually going to choose the reach objective, because in this case, I want to make sure as many of my new leads or email subscribers see these ads as possible. So I choose reach because I'm telling Facebook, hey, see this audience? It's a small audience, but I want you to make sure that these ads reach as many of the people in those audiences as possible. So I choose reach objective. I give my ad set a name as always. And then we just name our first ad, which is going to be, I'm going to call it SME View 1. Okay, so I'm going to hit save to draft and we have our new campaign. So we're going to go straight down to the ad set level here, clicking on our ad set. We're going to give it a budget. Now the budget, I like to go, let's start with $10 a day, and I'll sort of give you an idea of how to know when you need to increase this. So we choose our Facebook page. You can see because it's a reach campaign, it's a little different. So we choose our Facebook page up here. Now, scrolling down, we choose our custom audience. Now, I'm going to choose my subscribe to email list 10-day custom audience. Simple as that. And I'm going to choose the countries that I want to target again. Then for the rest of it, it's really simple. I'm just going to leave it on automatic placements. I'm going to leave it on reach, and I'm going to choose 1 impression every 1 day. What that means is I've told Facebook, hey Facebook, see the ads that I've created inside this ad set. I want you to make sure that as many people as possible in this audience see one of these ads at most once per day. So I'm not blasting them with ads all day. They're just going to see 1 ad per day per person. Now I get down to the ad level and I'll show you how to set up one of these ads. Okay, so down at the ad level, we're creating our ads, and in this case, I've actually recreated an exact same ad that I've used in the past for this purpose. So what we do is, of course, we choose our Facebook and Instagram page and our Facebook page, our Instagram account, and then we go down and we select our image. So I'm just using the same image that the podcast host used to promote this episode. And in the text, I've just given it a really brief description, added a quick headline here. And again, I recommend you create 3 or 4 different ads, but for different pieces of content. So just 1 ad for each piece of content. 1 headline here and our primary text. Now the big thing and the key to all of this is you'll see the links here are these pixelme.me links. So I'm actually linking directly to the interview itself on iTunes. Okay, if I click this link, it will take me to the podcast interview on iTunes. But this PixelMe link, what it actually does is it's a tool that allows me to pixel people who click the ad. And what happens when they get pixeled is it means I can retarget them. It means I can create audiences based on who's clicked this link, even though I don't own this website. I mean, this is iTunes, right? Even though I don't own the website, I can still pixel everybody who clicks this link so I can retarget them later with ads for my sale. For if I'm selling a product or a service, I can retarget the people that have listened to this interview with those particular ads, knowing that those people have consumed this piece of content. So it's a really effective way to do it. So I use a tool called PixelMe. It's pixelme.me. I'll drop a link in the description for you for that one as well. Great tool. It works very much like Bitly. You take the full link. So I took this full link here. You can see the link just there. So I took this full link, I pasted it into the PixelMe tool, and it spits out a short link that I can use in my ads, and that's the link you want to use. So pixelme.me is the URL. There's a link in the description for you as well. Head on over there. I highly recommend you use that tool to create these ads, because what you can then do, like I said, is retarget people who've clicked. So you want to be able to pixel as many people as you can. So that's it. You create these ads, create 3, 4, 5, however many of these ads you've got. Like if you've done lots of podcast interviews, if you've been featured on lots of blogs and in lots of major publications, create an ad for each one, add them to this, hit publish, and you've got your campaign now. Every time somebody jumps into your email list, they're going to jump into this campaign, they're going to be shown these ads for 10 days, and that's going to build your authority, your credibility, your trust, and you're going to find it much easier to close sales once you've got these ads running. Now, I did mention that I would show you how to decide on the budget for these. So I like to start with $10, $20 per day. But what you'll notice is because it's a reach campaign and because we're actually limiting the number of times each person can see an ad. So in this case, 1 impression per day per person. So even if you put a budget of $10,000 a day in here, if you've only got 100 people in the audience, then it means Facebook will only show your ad 100 times at most per day. Whether you've got a budget of $10,000 or of $100, it's only capable of showing your ad 100 times per day. I don't know why I just showed 4 fingers then. That makes no sense. But it's only going to show your ad 100 times per day if there's 100 people in the audience at most. So what you'll see is if I've got a $10 budget, but I don't have enough people in my audience to spend that budget, then I might only see it spending $2, $3, $4, $5 a day. Just keep an eye on it. Set a small budget, like $10 a day. If you start noticing that Facebook is spending the full budget consistently, bump it up. Maybe bump it to $15, $20. See what happens if it's only spending, $12 and you've got a $15 budget, great. You've got a big enough budget to cover the audience size. If it's spending the max, then you just bump it up again. So that's how you kind of approach the budget with a reach campaign. All right, that's tactic number 2. Let's talk about tactic number 3, which is fantastic for increasing sales again. So we've talked about bringing in more leads. We've talked about a middle of funnel campaign that can help make sales easier. And now we're going to talk about a bottom of funnel campaign, which is a direct sales Facebook retargeting strategy that's going to help you close more sales. Whether it's a product, whether it's a service, these ads are going to help you sell more of it. And they're, again, really cheap, really easy to implement. It's kind of a bread and butter thing that if you're not already implementing it, it's a real must-do for your retargeting strategy. So what this is it's going to emphasize points of urgency to close more sales. So what we want to do is create a situation where whenever you've got an expiring offer, let's say you've got a discount that's disappearing, or you're in the middle of a product launch and that launch is ending and people won't be able to buy your product or service. Let's say you only offer 20 spots in your consulting business and you've got 3 spots left. Whatever that point of urgency or scarcity is, you really want to communicate that with your ads. Think about what's happening with email right now. If you have an email list and you're communicating with them on a regular basis, you probably see an open rate of less than 20%. Meaning whenever you send an email, fewer than 20% of people on your list actually open that email, which means that when you do have an offer that's expiring, when you do have a special discount or some sort of special offer, chances are 20% of your email list or even less are actually going to see that offer. Facebook ads and a smart retargeting strategy like the one I'm about to show you now help you get around that. They help make sure that more of your audience actually see these limited time offers when you promote them. So all we're going to do is create a situation where whenever you've got a special offer that's expiring or there's a point of urgency that you want to share with people, you're going to create a campaign that does that for you. Okay, really quick, really easy to set up, but again, highly effective. The return on ad spend for these is generally fantastic because they just do their job really well. So let's jump in, back over to the ad manager and have a look at how we set these up. Here we are back in the Facebook Ad Manager, and again, the first thing we're going to do is create a few different custom audiences that we're going to use for our targeting. So let's duck over to the Audiences tab. This time we're going to create 3 different audiences to target. Because in this example, what I'm going to show you is a situation where we have a product, it's a launch, and the product is only open or only available for a limited time, and then that goes away. So I'm showing you an example where that actual offer is disappearing in a few days. So we're going to say, okay, I want to make sure that everybody in my audience, my email list, all my previous website visitors, and anyone who's engaged with my videos on Facebook, I want to make sure all of those people see these ads because I want to make sure that everybody who might be interested in this product actually jumps in and buys it before the offer closes and they can't purchase that product anymore. So first thing I'm going to do is create a custom audience. And I'm going to go to customer list. Now this one's a little bit different. We're going to go customer list, we're going to go next, and we're going to click no and next again. And now what you need to do is go to your email service provider. So whether it's ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, which is my preferred provider, whether it's Infusionsoft, whatever that is, go over there. And what you want to do is go to your contacts and export all of your contacts as a CSV file. If you're not sure how to do that, just go to the help section of your email service provider, search for how to export contacts, and it will show you how. It's generally very simple. Export them as a CSV and export as many fields as you can. At a bare minimum, you want to export their first name, last name, email address. Ideally, if you have their phone number, city, state, country, zip code as well, export all of those into your CSV because what's going to happen is you're going to upload this CSV to Facebook. Facebook will look at the data available in there and it will try to match each user to a user on Facebook. So it's going to look at the email addresses, the first names, the last names, the phone number, and try to match that person to a user on Facebook. If it can match them, then you're going to be able to target that person on Facebook with your ads. If it can't match, then it isn't going to be able to match them, so you're not going to be able to target them. They're not going to be in that custom audience for you. So it's really important that you give Facebook as much data as possible to get a nice high match rate and a nice large audience to target. So export your CSV and then you're going to upload it right here. I'm going to give you a quick example now. I'll drop mine in and then we can go through the rest of the process. So I've dropped my CSV in and I'm clicking next. And then we're simply going to see on this first tab, we've got mapped, and it's showing us which fields it's already picked up and mapped for us. So it's grabbed the email field and mapped it to email, and it's grabbed the phone number field and recognized that that's a phone number, so it's mapped it to phone. We still need to click on the action needed tab and match as many of these as we can. So we're going to go down, and you can see in this drop down, we have a list of different attributes. We need to match these where it's appropriate. So I'll show you what I mean. I go down here and I've got first name. So if I click the drop down, I need to match that to first name. So I'm telling Facebook that this information here in my list is actually the first name details. So this one is last name, so I'm going to click last name. And then we go down. These things like IP address and things, they don't exist inside Facebook. Facebook doesn't use them for matching, so that we don't upload them. You won't see anything in the drop down that we can match to those. So we just ignore them, and you simply go through and match every single field that you possibly can. Once you do that, we click upload and create. That's going to upload an email list. Now, when that's first created, it's going to take time to populate, just like all of your other custom audiences. Facebook takes a little bit of time to go ahead and do the matching for us. Just wait for that to upload. Once that's uploaded, we simply click done. Now we're going to create our next custom audience. The next audience we want to create is a list of website visitors who have visited our site in the last 180 days. So I'm going to go website. I'm going to choose my pixel. I'm going to say all website visitors in the last 180 days. The reason I choose 180 again, it's just because that's the longest available time period that we can choose. Create that audience, done. And the third audience we're going to create is simply an audience that contains all of our video viewers. So whenever you create video content on Facebook, whether it's live video, whether it's videos that you upload to the platform, it's going to get people viewing it. And Facebook actually tracks what percentage of the video each person views, and we can tell Facebook to create custom audiences based on view time. So you'll see that here. If I go use Facebook sources and choose video, I can choose a content type, and I can choose people who've watched 25%, 50%, 75%, 95%, or 3, 10 seconds, or 15 seconds. I'm going to choose 25%, and then we simply click choose videos and select all the videos from my page. Make sure you choose the right page at the top here. Select all of the videos that are relevant to what you're going to be promoting. Click confirm. In the past 365 days, that's because that's the longest time period for this type of audience. Give it a name. Okay, once we click create audience, we have our third audience. Now there are 2 more audiences I'm going to recommend you create at this point. These are audiences for exclusions. So we're going to target the 3 audiences we just created, but we're going to exclude these 2 audiences, and that's so that we, again, create a great user experience and we don't waste money showing ads to people who don't need to see them. The 2 audiences that we create are going to contain our existing customers, people who've already purchased this product, because I don't want to show ads promoting this product or a sale or a limited time offer for this product if these people have already become customers. Likewise, if I show them an ad, they click the ad, they buy the product, I want to set up a system that automatically stops showing them the ads from that point onwards, and this will allow you to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go create audience, custom audience, and the first one we're going to create is a website custom audience. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select people who visit specific web pages, and I'm going to choose 180 days, and I'm going to enter the thank you page that people see after buy this product. So in my case, this product is my Facebook ads training program, Amplified Ads. After they purchase the program, they immediately go to a post-purchase thank you page that gives them the introduction information, everything they need to get started with the course. So that page, okay, so let's say the URL ends with /welcome-amplified-ads. So those are all my existing customers. So I'm going to call this purchased amplified ads 180 days and click create. So whenever somebody hits that thank you page, if somebody sees an ad today, clicks it, buys my program, they hit the thank you page, they'll automatically get added to this custom audience, and when we set it up, they'll automatically be excluded from the ads. So that's fantastic. But what if you've got a product where maybe people bought it a year ago or 2 years ago? Well, that 180-day website visitor custom audience isn't going to work if they bought it more than 180 days ago, because they're going to get shown your ads and this exclusion audience isn't going to capture them. So what we need to do is we need to create another custom audience, and this one is going to be a customer list audience. We're going to go to your email service provider, export all of your customers. So just like before, you exported all of your contacts, the full list. This time, you only want to export a segment. You want to find all of your customers on your email list and just export the customers to a CSV file and go through the same process of uploading that list in here and doing the matching and setting up this audience. So what that's going to do is that's going to give you an audience full of all of your customers matched based on the ones you uploaded in the email list. So now you'll have two different ways to exclude customers, either the ones on the email list already or the people that have hit that thank you page as well. So once we're back in the ad manager, we're going to create a new campaign. So we'll click create and give the campaign a name as usual. And this time, what we're going to do is we are going to choose a conversion campaign, because this time the conversion event we're looking for, it's not leads, but we want to actually get purchases. So we're looking for purchase conversions. Now we create a new ad set. Again, we're going to give it a name. In this case, I'm going to be targeting all warm audiences. Warm audiences, remember, they're just the people who are already familiar with us or who have interacted with us in some way, shape, or form. So those being our website visitors, our email list, and people who've engaged with us via watching videos on Facebook. So all warm audiences, and again, we just name it as usual. And you can see that I've gone ahead and given my first ad a name as well. So I'm going to click Save to Draft, and then we can look at how to set this up. So at the campaign level, nothing to change here. Let's drop down to the ad set and configure our ad set. Now what we want to do is choose your conversion event for purchases. So if you're using custom conversions, again, video in the description if you need to learn how to set those up. If you're using custom conversions, you choose the custom conversion here that gets triggered when people hit your post-purchase thank you page. If you're using standard events, you want to choose the purchase event. So I'm just going to, for this example, I'm going to choose the purchase event. Yours should be green because this is a test account and I haven't triggered this yet. It's red, but yours will be green. So we choose purchase and we go down here and we give it a daily budget. Now again, this varies depending on the size of your audience. I'm going to start with a $20 a day budget. I highly recommend you choose a budget, see how many people it's reaching per day, and then change the budget accordingly. If you've got, let's say, a 50,000 person email list and 200,000 people in your website custom audience and another 50,000 people who've watched your videos, it's quite a large audience. So you might go in, you might say, hey, I know I've got about 300,000 people in this audience, or more, but at $20 a day, I'm only reaching 50,000 people. You want to increase the budget. And likewise, if you look at it the other way and you see that, hey, your frequency is at 4, 5, or 6. For warm audiences, I recommend a maximum frequency of 6 for your ads. If you're noticing that your frequency is above 6, then you can cut back on the budget. It tells you can cut back on the daily spend and you can come in and change that as the campaign is running. So I'm going to start with $20 a day. Leave the start date, but what's really important here is that you set an end date based on when your campaign is ending. So if this promotion ends, let's say in a week, then I would do that. I would set it at the exact date and time that the promotion ends. What that does is it ensures that my ads stop running at the correct time, and it ensures that people don't see these ads offering or promoting something that's no longer available, which wouldn't be a great experience. Again, this is all about providing a good experience, and a big reminder that I want to just mention here is you should only do this for real cases of urgency, like when something really is going away or when you really have a discount that is a limited time or available for a limited time. Don't fake this. It doesn't work. Everyone sees through it. It's not that's not how we want to be running businesses. You want to do this where it's real urgency, where it's real scarcity. Okay, so down here to our custom audiences, we're going to target those 3 custom audiences that we created earlier. So I'm going to target my website visitors. I'm going to target my email list. And I'm going to target my video viewers. Now I'm going to exclude, including my customer list. That's an old one, but for the sake of this example, that's totally fine. Okay, selecting my countries as usual. And then we simply go down here, we choose automatic placements again, conversions. And I always like to change this back to a 1-day click window. That's it for your ad set. Now let's look at how we configure our ad. So what I've done is we just want to go here and set up our ad as we normally do. Select your Facebook and Instagram account, go through and set up your ad. Now I've actually brought up a really good example that I like here to show you the type of ads that we're using at this point in the funnel. Now, this is from Sunny Lenarduzzi. She teaches YouTube advertising. She's fantastic if you don't already know Sunny. But I just saw her ad in the feed, so I thought I'd bring it up and show you because I thought it was a really good example. Now you can see here, she's saying YouTube for Bosses membership is now closing. So the image here, fantastic image that just gets straight to the point, and it tells you that that offer is expiring, and that is what the purpose of these ads is all about. It's focusing on that urgency or scarcity, the fact that there is something that is about to disappear that they won't be able to get after a certain point in time. So one last chance, one final time before we close down all intakes. You've been following me, blah, 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 blah. Go through with the description. And then you can see the headline here. So these are the types of ads that you want to be creating at this level. And what I recommend, again, it's always 2 or 3, up to 4 different ads inside this ad set so that you've got some variation, so that you're testing, so that you can optimize, and so that you give Facebook some room to breathe so that it's not showing the same ad over and over and over again to the same person. Okay, once you've done that and you hit that publish button and you've got your ad set up, that's it. You've got your brand new purchase campaign that's going to tell people about your limited time offer and make sure that you reach your full audience and that they all see this offer before it expires. And you're not just relying on a channel like email where open rates are really, really low. It's a great low cost way to bring in a lot more sales. Adding this urgency can really, really help boost whatever promotions you are running. And the last thing I'll say on that, again, I just want to reiterate, only do it when it's real. Faking scarcity or saying, hey, there's only 20 spots left when you've really got an unlimited amount of spots, and doing shady stuff like that, it just doesn't work. It's not a good way to do business. I highly recommend you only do this when it's real, okay? All right, so that said, that brings us to the end of this video. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button. Means a lot to me when you do that. It's really quick and easy for you to do, I know. Seems like a small thing, but it does mean a lot to me. It tells me that you enjoy the content, and it helps me understand what type of content I should continue to create. If you want to get notified whenever I release a new video, hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell. Then you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video or whenever I go live on YouTube with brand new content as well. So thank you again for watching. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to drop them below in the comments. I read every single one, and I do try to get through and reply to everyone as well. So if you've got questions, hit me up. Happy to answer those for you. Thanks again for watching. Always, always appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next video.